Welcome to the CEN Show, a platform where we learn from the world community. I'm your host, Rasaki Maskani. In today's panel, we have Professor Amin Ra, Brother DX, Brother Mashinda, Brother Hembrick, and Brother E. And that's a fantastic 7. I can say that. So tonight, our guest is Brother Mooco. And Brother Mooco is going to be doing part 2 of Body Snatchers, Protecting Your Black Sperm and Justice. So now what I want to do, I want to show everybody something before we get started here that I think is very important to our community. So let me show you this. If you go to our website, I don't know where that came from. Let's get rid of that. If you go to our website, communityeducationnetwork.com, on here we have, on our homepage, we have a petition that we want everybody to sign, and it's prevent low-income elderly living with serious mental illness from becoming homeless. So if you go to the homepage and you click on petition, and you will see this right here. It's change.org. And this is a very important thing because we have people that are not able to function mentally, and they're on the street. Some of them are on the street, some of them are housed, and they're making it where they can't afford to get housing. So if we sign this petition, we're going to help bring about legislation that's going to help them get more income so they can have places to live and be taken care of. So I think this is a very important thing we should be doing. I've already signed the petition, so hopefully other people will follow suit. So it's on the home page of our website, communityeducationnetwork.com. So Brother Mooco, we're eager to hear you bring about this part 2 of your topic. And we need to just go ahead and rock on. Thanks for coming out again. So do your thing, Brother Mooco.
Oh man, thanks for having me as always. You know what I'm saying? This is definitely part 2 of protecting your black sperm. I don't know if anyone got a chance to get the book Without Sanctuary, but yeah, that was if you haven't gotten that, it's definitely one to still look into. They got other books about, lynchings in the United States, or snakes, as we call it. But I was particularly reading about a lynching that took place in August of 1905. And in looking at that, I got sidetracked because an article, like I got a notification from one of my Black news curators that I always tune into every day. I always try to visit their news broadcast, News Title. And they had a article about the Catholic Church. And the unique thing about this is that the Catholic Church is filing bankruptcy west to East Coast. This is significant to us both. In San Francisco, they're filing bankruptcy, what's called bankruptcy protection. I'm not really clear on that. White supremacy always makes confusionary terms. You know what I'm saying? So to me, what that's saying is bankruptcy protection basically stops the investigation portion of these, rape allegations. You know what I'm saying? And all of the people coming forward with the, the things going on with the Catholic Church, with the priests and all. So, thing that made that significant to me is because it's happening in Baltimore too. The Catholic Church in Baltimore, the Archdiocese, is they're looking to file bankruptcy. And I just thought that this was a real, this kind of tied into what we were talking about the last broadcast, because it's a lot of people that have went through these molestations, you know what I'm saying, these inappropriate behaviors, and I think that's really mysterious. I don't even think mysterious is a word for it, but I think it's a, a tactic of war when you file in bankruptcy to stop the investigation process. The more people coming out, along with the more people coming out, they are redacting names from the list. For whatever the reason may be, that they say the priest may passed away, or things of that nature, but they are redacted names for whatever reason. Here in Baltimore, they are supposed to be exposing these 43 more names that were redacted from this list, which this thing always falls near and dear to me, because I was inappropriately as a child fondled by a teacher. You know what I'm saying? And it was a white woman. So it was crazy right after I seen this article. And then I listened to a news clip about it. I got a call from a lawyer. And I'm just like, damn, this is just so coincidental that all this stuff has happened. I mean, the way that I'm telling you is the way that it actually happened. So I'm kind of I'm kind of sharing a I'm kind of sharing a moment with my care unit. You know what I'm saying? So this was real mysterious to me, because I almost felt like I had to look out my window, almost like, is somebody, you know what I'm saying, peeking at me? This is crazy. You know what I'm saying? I read this article, I hear this news clip, then I get this phone call. So the phone call was pertaining to, what I just told you about, what was done with my first grade teacher. And I'm just like, damn. So I'm answering the questions of the lawyer, because she's asking me she's asking me specifics. She wants to know what happened, how it happened, where, how long, whatever. So I'm going through the details. And when I'm on the phone with the lawyer, the news clip that I'm listening to from the device that I always listen to, even when I let you guys listen to news clips that I listen to, I guess my finger made a mistake and hit the play button, and the article, the news clip started playing while the lawyer was on the phone. And I had a little problem stopping it. But once I stopped it, she said, was that on your TV? And I said, no, I told her. I shared the moment where, coincidentally I was just listening to this and you called, and she was like, wow, well, she let me on to something, and I don't think she was supposed to. But this is not just happening in your area, because when I said that they're filing for bankruptcy protection, that's in the San Diego area. Okay, so that's not really far from you guys. You know what I'm saying? It's not really far. And I don't know who this may affect. It may affect some of the space, it may affect some of the care unit, it may not. You know what I'm saying? But the point is that this is more evidence of why it is evident that we should be 100% on guard, not just about protecting our own sperm, but teaching that to our offspring and why it's important. And not just our sperm, but our daughters, mothers, uh, nieces, embryos. Okay, because what I'm starting to realize, even with my Twitter care unit and all the other care units that I'm a part of and associated with, I'm starting to see that a lot of us don't really understand, or um, we don't really understand basic biology. And that's not and that's not because we're stupid. This is on purpose. This has purposely been done to us with the confusionary terms that white supremacy use. I think me and Brother Rashinda had definitely had a conversation about this as far as how the process goes when I'm explaining the process of sex to my offspring or to my niece or my nephew, you know, and I'm explaining how the process goes uh, uh, from the sperm fertilizing the embryo, changing it to a fetus. You know what I'm saying? And how that process goes. When I graduated in high school in '93. I remember my biology teacher, Mr. Pierce. Mr. Pierce, even explaining biology 101 to us, he never explained how the biology of a woman and a man works. If you could understand what I'm saying, like even in what they call sex education, back when we were in school, they called it sex education. They didn't even break it down, like sort of like how I just broke it down. Now, the reason why this is important, the reason why all this is important is because not only do you have sperm banks, you have brothers donating their sperm to sperm banks. Okay. And the last broadcast we had, uh, I let y'all listen to a news clip from a woman that was choosing to use a sperm bank, and she even said something about um, having sperm and giving it as a gift to a sorority sister. You remember that, Brother Rashinda? I took real offense to that. You know, now the reason why I keep bringing up and keep harping on this is because doing a little bit more research, I found out that not only are brothers donating their sperm to sperm banks, but our sisters are donating their embryos. Now, I mean, the fertilization clinics. Now, I don't know, maybe I've heard this before and it didn't really hit me like it's hitting me with a ton of bricks now because of how I'm starting to see an influx of um an influx of us being referred to as food. You know what I'm saying? The eating of of uh of black, the eating of us. You know, I was just watching Rosewood. We had a movie space breaking down um movies in Black August. And we broke down the movie Rosewood. And after I finished giving this little illustration, if anybody want to speak, definitely don't have a problem with interrupting me or anything. But I was watching the movie Rosewood, and it was a part on Rosewood, and I think I said this last time, but there's a part on Rosewood when they were hanging Brother Sam. Brother Sam said, before they hung him, he said, "You can kill me, but you can't eat me." And this book that I have, Without Sanctuary, I cannot help but to keep reading over the part about the black barbecue and what was done to us during this barbecue. And, you know, all of this information, I'm starting to realize that, yeah, we are definitely in a system of racism, but we are definitely in a position where we're guaranteed to be harmed all the time, 24/7. This filing of the bankruptcy of the Catholic Church, I think it ties the end to this. And I just want to get everybody else's thoughts.
You ready now?
Yeah, can you hear
Want me
me?
to go around?
Bonnie,
Okay.
Johnny,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
We can hear
everybody.
you, Rod.
you can hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Okay, brother DX. Any thoughts on what he's talking about? Brother DX?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Got you. Yes.
Yeah, thank you, Brother Mooco. That's some heavy information in regards to what's going on with these churches and the Catholic community. And for the most part, the relationships, you know, I'm just curious to know what do you, how does this really tie in? I don't get the concept of what of how this ties into. And let's see, are you seeing like the uses of the sperm is being used by the church or something, or what's the tie-in? Because you know they've been cloning people since the '90s. They had test tube babies in the '80s. So you know, and they've been doing the infertile vitalization or something like that. I forgot how to pronounce it, but I think I know what I'm talking about. I even know some of my peers that have tried it, you know, in our community. Um, and wasn't successful the first time, and they did it again and was successful. And then I know somebody else that did it and wound up with twins. So what are we saying? What's the tie-in here?
Yeah, the tie-in that I'm making is first of all, yeah, you're right on the test tube babies. You're absolutely right on that. And that ties in, see that this ties into not just the artificial intelligence part of this, because that's what I look at test tube babies as. Anytime you take in the natural process of birth outside of where it's supposed to happen, which is inside of the womb of the woman. I mentioned the church and the Catholic Church for the simple fact of them trying to conceal the evidence of what of what of what was done. You know what I'm saying? There's more and more people
Testing,
coming
one,
out.
two, testing.
Can you hear me? Can y'all hear
Testing,
me?
1, 2.
I can hear you. I can hear you, Brother Rob.
Professor Rod, we can hear you.
Can y'all hear me?
us?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can't hear you now.
Hold on, let me try to mute number.
Oh, you're fine, Brother Mooco. It's on his end.
Oh, okay, okay. So the reason why I'm tying this into the Catholic Church and I'm concealing the evidence of what happened as far as these allegations and the allegations that's coming forth and still coming forth is because the number one
Testing, one,
contributors
two.
in the slave trade was the Catholic Church. And to me, it was coincidental to me when I'm reading this, when I was reading what it started with was I was reading about a lynching that happened in 1905. And when I was reading this, the notification, I was actually telling a story. So I was telling the story, that's how all this tied in for me. So I was just asking the care unit, how did they feel about, the story I was telling one. But if you didn't know about the Catholic Church, and I don't know what area you're in, Brother DX. But if you're in the area, if you're on the West Coast, the significance of them doing this in San Diego and Baltimore. It's not like it's happening in, Seattle or Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? Or, it's just these two particular areas and it's happening, I'm in Baltimore. It's specific to where I'm at. So I was just like, wow, it was just coincidental to me. Actually, the research that I was doing about the lynching that happened in August of 1905, it was a woman, her name, Sister Giselle, and she got lynched in a city called Plainsfield or something like that. But to get sidetracked by this notification about the Catholic Church in your area, because the article was about your area, not my area. And then to hear about the same thing that's happening in San Diego and California, that's happening in Baltimore in the Archdiocese, you know what I'm saying? And they're filing for the same thing. You know what I'm saying? It was just really coincidental to me, and it was mind blowing to me. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I was just that's where the tie came in, Brother DX. It wasn't it wasn't the tying in of the both, situations. It was just like, wow, that was real coincidental to me.
All right, was that sufficient, Brother DX?
Yeah, I thought he was gonna say like, he was gonna tie in like maybe the Catholic Church is making clones or something under the basement or something. I don't know. Yeah, but that's cool. Thank you.
All right, Brother E.
Yes, sir. Brother Mooco, how you doing this evening? Okay, I was wondering, okay, you said in San Diego, which came out first, the Baltimore or San Diego, or they both came simultaneously?
Good question. San Diego.
Hmm.
San Diego first.
Okay.
And then
go ahead.
the Archdiocese, specifically in Baltimore, follow suit.
Okay. Okay, I was just curious about that. That's about it, brother.
Oh, okay.
Brother Hembrick, I was on mute.
Hey, Mooco, what's up, brother? The comment on the Archdiocese and the Catholic Church, uh, they can file for bankruptcy, but the Vatican ain't broke. They own land and territory all around the world. I don't know how they can do that from a local, from a local thing, but it's all tied into Rome, no matter where they are. And they got money up the yin yang. They own more land and stuff. So filing bankruptcy may be some kind of political ploy, although it's supposed to be separation of church and state, but it ain't never been that way. They've always been in cahoots with each other. And as far as this molesting these kids is not specific to San Diego or Baltimore. This is a worldwide thing that they've done around the world. And matter of fact, Catholic University out here in LA, Loyola Marymount and Jesuits. And I was talking to a sister who used to work there. She worked in the office, and when they were doing the reconstruction out there, what they found was a bunch of fetuses buried up under some buildings from them nuns having babies and just putting them to death and burying them up under this building to try to cover up what was going on. So, you know, some of them priests just ain't trying to do little boys, you know, they doing them nuns too. But as far as, you know, what's the movie you mentioned?
Rosewood.
Rosewood. After they hung Sam, you know, the white boy cut his testicles off and was hollering, I got his, whatever he was calling it. But I do believe that, you know, they tried to ingest us, eating body parts of us, trying to, in some shape, form, or another, get melanin into their bodies. And like I mentioned in the last show we were on, the book entitled Germany's Black Holocaust, 50 years before they, you know, had the Jews in the Holocaust. They were doing it off the coast of West Africa on an island called Shark Island, where they were doing all kind of experiments and eating body parts and all that, trying to get the melanin in them so they can go in the inner land in Africa where they can't survive because of the heat. So anyway, that's just my contribution, what I got from all of this and what I can contribute. So going to the next person, Rashiki.
All right, thanks. Brother Mashinda?
Yeah, good evening. No, I'm good. I'm just listening tonight. Thank you, Mooco, for showing up. Interesting.
All right, Professor Ra?
Man, I had computer problems and I didn't even get a chance to hear. So I'll get in on the second presentation and listen to it on the tape.
Okay.
The
All right, Brother Mooco, continue.
on mute.
Brother Mooco?
Okay, can you hear me? Yeah, can you hear me? Okay. So last time we were here, I said that I was gonna bring some more, bring some other information that I gathered, and I found some information about our brother who actually they convicted him and his wife for selling dead body parts out of Harvard's morgue. They actually made some arrests of some white people, two white guys actually, and I'm actually trying to find that information now. I had it queued up, but it got screwed up. But anyway, one gentleman they found, I think he was in Ohio. I'm about to find this gentleman's name. But this guy, they found him with 40 skulls and spines. And actually they raided his house. And this wasn't the only gentleman they found, but this was the guy that they had directly tied to. The gentleman, his name was Clyde, him and his wife was arrested in Harvard from, for selling dead bodies out of the morgue in Harvard. Now, that thing right there really bothered me, but to go on to a little deeper into that information. Hold on, give me a second. I had an article. Not this one. Okay, hold on, give me a second. Hold on. Having a scrolling moment, buffering. Anyway, they find a number of these guys. They're finding a number of these individuals with these dead body parts, and they're not really voicing like they're not really voicing anything else, like any convictions or anything else of that matter. And I find that real suspicious, being that you know, if it was any other, you know, like black person selling any white dead body parts, you know, it'd definitely be all over the news. You'll know everybody's name and whoever was associated, you know, the whole nine. But we're not hearing any more about these individuals. They being swept under the rug, so to speak, or so hot. You know, that's what it looks like. And their names not being mentioned anymore. Now, I think this is done deliberately. This is not by mistake. But I also think we've been hit with so many other distractions that investigation needs to be done. Not just us having these conversations, but I'm talking about investigation needs to be done individually, and us coming back to the table discussing who these people are, where they are, and where they are in reference to us and our family members and our care unit members, because we got a lot of people going missing. We have a lot of I mean, we just had the officer in Kansas who you know, the police department in Kansas who swore down now, you know, the ministers and the people in that area that, you know, it wasn't no foul play, or no women wasn't being kidnapped and all that, and right under their noses this shit was happening. And then on top of that, they tried to accuse the female that escaped from the white supremacist house, you know what I'm saying, where she was being held captive. Now, you know, these things are taking place all over Baltimore, all from east to west coast. This stuff is happening. I think we need to be more aware of what's happening, and contrast to our location, and keeping each other aware. I don't know what's happening up with my devices. They're just not acting right. So with that being said, you know, I have not found any of the names, disappointingly, in any of these pictures of the white supremacist lynchings that have taken place that I've seen in this book, Without Sanctuary, that I got right here. That I got right here. Hold on. Oh, damn, I'm messing up. Can y'all see me? Hold on. There we go. You know, I have not gotten any of the names of these. Hold up, where they at?
Brother Mooco can't see you.
Hold on, I'm trying to get it adjusted so you can see the picture. All right, here we go. So yeah, can you see me now? Hold on.
No, can't see it. I don't know if you're too close or what.
Yeah, I think I might be. Man, I don't know. Maybe I have to send you a picture of this.
Yeah, you can send a picture if you like.
Yeah, I might have to. I don't know how to put it in the chat. Man, that's crazy. So
Just
there
see
you go.
Okay,
Can
yeah.
you see that?
Keep talking so it can.
Yeah, so I haven't had. I have been trying to vigorously find the names of any of these individuals in this picture right here. And I've been coming up blank. So if anybody that has the book Without Sanctuary, that knows, that this picture is like this picture is like on page 39 of this book. But I'll send a picture to you, Brother Rashiki, so you can post a picture on this. And I'm gonna sign that petition as well. But yeah, these I've been trying to follow this. Yeah, that's all I've gotten on that Harvard case about the selling of the black dead bodies out of Harvard. And yeah, they only convicted 2 people so far. Both of them were white guys, and they haven't said anything else about it. I haven't heard anything else about any morgues in any other areas. And I was just wondering if anybody else heard anything else about any other dead bodies, coming up, any other morgues, any other people selling, dead bodies of any kind. One other valuable piece of information that I did find out was that in most states, the selling of dead bodies is definitely is a minimum charge. You get no more than 5 years being caught either trafficking dead body parts or selling a dead body. So I found that real suspicious and real, just real strange. And I don't know. I was just wondering anybody else did any other research on that end, as far as seeing the sentences of the sentences that they carry in your area for selling a dead body or being caught with a dead body part or trafficking a dead, body part or dead or dead organs or whatever,
All right, Professor Rod, anything on the line of what he's speaking about?
Appreciate what's been said, if I understand correctly. I want to say Asante Sana, Brother Mooco, for your presentation. Is that what I've heard? When you go get a driver's license, they ask you, do you want, if you get in an accident or die, will you donate your body parts or your organs? A lot of people sign up for that. Second, cannibalism go back far. And on every continent, some aspect of the community go through rituals with bodies. Some people used to think cremation was bad. And until Africans came up with the concept of burying people, That's what a pyramid is. It's a mausoleum for the king or queen and all his riches and his women and his family. Sometimes they put them in there alive. There's been a lot of Jeffrey Dahmer, like where he played on homosexuals and took him in there. When they busted him, he had body parts all in the freezer. There are many aspects to what Brother Mooco is saying with regards to when it comes down to what I remember in college, when you took biology, sometimes it was with the cadaver, a dead body. People been snatching bodies out of the ground in burials, and some people even have sex with them. There's a lot of challenges, and my point is that yes, there are missing Black women in D.C. and throughout the country that they haven't found, and then people come up with, well, they just probably killed them and took their organs and things of this nature. But Europeans do that to themselves also. Because, like, if you're out and you don't have no food, you generally eat the weakest one for your survival. And then, so what we have to do, and what I think is very important, because Mooco is raising a critical issue. Most people don't want to go into the dark aspects of human lifestyles because they got some stuff out there, that is that's weirder than just missing body parts and organs, and they we went from savagery to civilization. Some people are acting like they civilized, but they still savages in their heart and mind. And so when we think about this concept of stealing sperm, we got sperm banks. They got artificial insemination, all of that. The European has been, in Germany, they used to, they were the ones that started operations and, putting arms on people and then trying to put parts of bodies back on people when they got blew up or shot and things of this nature. Some people used to believe if you eat a brain of a smart person, that make you smart. There is some stuff out there, and Brother Mooco is touching on a lot of stuff that make you think. And I agree with him. We got to do a lot more research. People got to do a lot more research on it. But what they're going to find is that a lot of what we think is weird, the people doing it don't think it's weird. And people that's participating in eating bodies or selling parts and dealing with sperm and things of this nature for survival, even drinking sperm and thinking it'll make you stronger and all that stuff. You'd be surprised at what's I don't think none of y'all would be surprised, but it doesn't surprise me, and I'm going to go on record saying that what Brother Mooco is talking about has been going on for years. Missing kids, missing women, missing men. That dude in Hollywood, they just put him in a penitentiary for seducing homosexuals and drugging them and then killing them. And, so the struggle is a continuous struggle. What we have to do as Black people keep our eyes open and pay attention to what's going on. Because you got to look out for yourself. You can't depend on the police. You know, you wish they would help and you hope they would help. But it's a different struggle out there when it comes down for them looking for black people and black kids and even stopping the mysteries and they know some of these people are doing things in their backyard, back in the country, Appalachian Mountains. You'd be surprised. That's where you get those leprosy and albinos from, you know, incest and things of that nature. But some of it was practiced on the continent too, according to explorers, black explorers and historians reveal it. So I think that it's a very controversial topic, and you know we're at a level where even though we're struggling for social justice, we also have to struggle for our physical livelihood and justice for the living. So I think it's a good point, Brother Mooco. Okay, so
All right, thanks, Professor Ra. Brother Mooco, any more on the topic this evening?
Yeah, I think that's about it. It wasn't really too much. Plus I don't know, something's going on with my devices. I can't get my articles up or anything.
It's okay. We hear all the time, Brother Mooco. When you get it, we'll be here.
Yeah, no doubt. I just had so many. I was just like nothing is nothing. I got my tech support here, and it's not getting anything. So yeah, that's all I have for right now.
That happens, but
Right.
we appreciate the information when we get it, and we appreciate you bringing some information this evening.
Yeah, and I'm gonna definitely sign that petition as soon as we get off the air because yeah, I'm trying to dig into that.
Okay, so I'm gonna go around one more time, see if anybody have any more to say. Brother DX, any more this evening?
Yeah, I really appreciate it, Brother Mooco. This is an interesting topic for sure. I just want to know, did anybody see that game show where they make food and then the people have to guess what's in it or what it is? And they had the episode where they actually cooked the human and they was trying to, and they told the people that it was human and the contestants walked off and, you know, one lady was trying to throw it up, but it was too late. They had already ate it. Did anybody else see that game show?
I know I haven't. Anybody else?
Mm.
Oh,
Brother E?
no, I haven't seen that. You know the name of the game show?
It's man, it's like it's a eating. It's on the food channel. Like
Oh,
it's one of
food.
the chef shows. It's one of those chef shows, and the contestants had to guess what's in the food, and
Oh,
they actually cooked the
yes.
human.
Okay.
Chef that cooked the human, and you know they had to determine if it was beef or duck or human or
Oh,
shark or
wow.
something like that.
Serious?
Yeah, and then they was guessing everything but that. And then when the chef told them that it was human, man, they was like so disgusted. Like it was, man. I was like, I can't believe they just fed them folks some human.
Man,
It tripped me out, yo.
I couldn't even fathom watching anything like that.
Yeah, it was crazy. But most of the time they had cakes and pies or whatever, you know what I'm saying, or different things. But yeah, I just wondered if anybody else has seen that.
You, Brother
But
Mooco,
they doing it.
you seen anything like that?
Well, I'm gonna tell you the one thing that I have seen is human flesh markets in China where they delicacies are eating infants. I haven't seen a TV show like what Brother DX just described, but I'm not surprised that something like that actually is taking place. Goodness gracious. I always say to people that look like me, always be suspicious of white people cooking your food. You know, now that Brother DX say that, I'm suspicious of everybody that cooked my food, but I want to know. I want to see. See, this is I'm real suspicious about eating meat. See, it's hard. It's hard. You know,
Did you know what
the
broccoli was?
goddamn right. It's hard to mimic a vegetable, but man, that's why I'm so like. That's why I'm so edgy about that meat thing. Like, nah. The only thing I'm good with is tuna. I can see tuna. You can't mess with tuna. Now, other than that, I don't know. You know, chicken ain't chicken no more. Beef ain't beef no more. Pork definitely ain't never been pork. I mean, you know, I mean, shucks, they making tilapia. Tilapia ain't even a real fish. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm suspicious of everything.
Yeah.
I'm suspicious of everything. And one thing that I'm definitely not doing is when some white person or anybody bring a dish from and they bringing it in to where we at and I couldn't see you cook it. Nah. That's mm-mm. And now everything pops up. This is crazy.
Well, yeah, it's a challenge to think about these things, and then it's almost at times okay to be oblivious, because if you think hard about it, you want to just grow your own food and that's it. But yes, it's a challenge, brother.
And you know what? Hold on, let me say something real quick. The guy that got caught, the white guy that got caught. Now I have the information. His name is James William Knott. He's 39. Okay, and he was and check this out. This individual was caught with the FBI raided his home and caught 40 skulls, hip bones, spinal cords linked to the Harvard body trafficking scandal in Kentucky in the man's home. So they found him in Kentucky. And so they got the bodies and all the stuff, you know, like he got like body sitting in a chair, right, with two skulls on the side. I know y'all can't see that. Yeah, I know y'all can't see that, but he has, you know, this guy's real sick, and he's taking a picture where he's like this, you know, well, right hand over his heart, you know, so you know what that is. You already know what that sign is. So this, you know, this is the
Who are you selling them to? That's the real question. Who buying them?
right.
Who buying the bodies? That's the real question.
Oh, say that again, brother.
The real question is who's buying the body?
Right, he the one that's buying the body. He the one that bought him. He bought 40 of them, 40 skulls, spinal cords, and you know they got pictures, all evidence right here.
Who's selling them or buying them?
Huh?
I thought
White people
he
buying.
was trafficking them, like selling them. Like who's
Mm-hmm.
buying them? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
People
the
say
white.
milling every day. Where they getting this milling from?
Yeah, they
Where they
getting
get
it
the
from
milling?
getting the bodies from the morgue. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a morgue manager, a manager that worked at Harvard.
Right.
So
If he
he's
worked at the morgue, I'm saying who buying the bodies?
that's what I'm telling you. This guy that I just told you, William Knox, he's a suspected,
So
well,
he
I
was
say
buying the
white
bodies from the
supremacist.
morgue. But did it
Right.
say what he was doing with them?
Well, they said that he was making leather out of some of the skin.
Oh
They
shit.
said
This
that
some this some what's that
Texas
what's that
Chainsaw
movie?
Massacre, Leatherface.
Yeah. Leatherface and Silence of the Lambs.
But you know what, brother DX?
He
I
was
didn't
in
even
control.
understand. You know what? Now I'm a '80s baby, right? So when Texas Chainsaw Massacre came out and Leatherface, I didn't even equate the skin being I didn't even equate that, the leather and the skin together until I read this article, and I'm like, they
No,
making
brother,
leather out of the skin. I never even thought you could make leather out of goddamn human
no.
skin.
Guess what? The Chainsaw Massacre that you brought that up, the whole premise of that was they was selling chili.
And putting the dead bodies in the chili,
They was selling chili, bro. That was a
and putting the
family
dead
business.
bodies in the chili.
Yes, it wasn't about the face. It was about the chili.
Oh
Yeah, bro.
God. Oh God.
They was winning
Uh,
the chili fair every year.
wow.
My phone about to die. Yes. I
Man,
say, bro, my phone passed out.
Now you blew my mind with that one, DX.
Yeah, it's about the chili.
Professor Rob,
You know,
what?
the Europeans have made a lot of movies where humans were eating humans, turned into the monsters and ate humans. And even today, I had a friend of mine, Professor Sid D. Silver. He wouldn't eat nothing that was alive, that lived. He didn't deal with chicken or fish or any animal. He would not eat no animal because to him, that animal had a spirit. And there was no difference between eating humans and eating animals. Because, and then, but the European put it in the Bible that humans are to be over all the other animals, and he gave you the animals and weeds to survive, meaning agriculture. But I mean, like I said, this is a good topic to do some more research. I think the part where Black women and Black men are missing, and people taking their parts, is where I'm interested in. Where white folks do the white folks side, and Chinese do the Chinese. You understand? But torture chambers and same thing in various societies. I mean, this is a complex subject. And there ain't no simple answer to it. Because when you go into this history, they not only uh, dealt with animals for food, but they dealt with them for sex. That's where a lot of your venereal diseases come from. And I'm just saying that you can have a sheep with a goat head. I mean, all that type of stuff is out there. A lot of us never really lived on a farm. We grew up in the city. If you go out there in that country and in that back up in the Appalachians and where those people live, you'd be surprised what they do back there. And they'd be seeing some humans as surround state. And it's a lot of strange things going on. And as Mooco pointed out, they have kids in cages, locked up, chaining them, won't feed them. I mean, it's a lot of enough that for us to beware and make you look after your children even closer. And look out, period, closer. So the struggle continues on all levels, as Mike Malcolm said. Many of our historians have went through this. And brought out the customs and the traditions of various ethnic groups. Like I said, Shockley wanted to start a sperm bank, and he wanted to create a superior race. He wanted to get all the smartest women, white women, smartest white men, and mate them and breed them so that they can come up with a super race. Then he wanted to sterilize Black women because his position was that they are just breeding more ignorant people. And that was a policy that they made. They made government decisions on that. So, Mooco, I again want to thank you for bringing this subject, but we got a lot of work to do. So I think rush you.
Continuous work. Brother E, anything else?
Sorry, yeah, I just have want to say, is it to anyone's belief that the government agency has been collecting our sperm in a sperm bank and also the our Black women eggs as well and use them for different experiments and projects?
I agree. Yes. Henrietta Lacks, John Hopkins have been experimenting on Black people for decades. I probably say in his whole existence. One other guy that they did catch in this human in this buying human remains scam on Facebook. His name is Jeremy Pauly. He's 40 years old. He's a white guy. He was caught in this and he was arrested in this also, right? But check this out. Jeremy Pauly, 40, faces charges of receiving stolen property, dealing and proceeds of unlawful activities and abuse of a corpse, police said. Police has said in June they started receiving complaints that in July they searched Pauly's residence and allegedly found human brains, heart, livers, skin, and lungs inside 3 5-gallon buckets in his basement, according to Fox. This is one of the most bizarre investigations I've encountered in my 33 years of a prosecutor, Cumberland County District Attorney. I'm gonna just say this. I'm gonna skip through just to tell y'all that he was released on $50,000 bail. So this guy, they released him, and he's out in the public now. He's back in the public now.
Brother Hembrick?
Yes, sir. A couple of things. One that we failed to mention with the disappearance of people was the Atlanta child murders and disappearance. We forgot to mention that part. They put that on that brother, which I knew he didn't have a chance of killing all the kids that they claimed he did. It was Daniel Williams or something like that down in Atlanta. Second of all, give some food for thought. With these skulls and these spines that these people are accumulating, you got to remember that the pineal gland is in the brain and the melanin goes down the spine. And so that could be reason for them accumulating those particular body parts. And let me also end with this. Most Black people are type O blood, which is a special blood. And they probably drinking that too, trying to get what we have that they do not have. So I just want to, lend a little food for thought that that's maybe what they're probably doing. And I'll end with that.
Okay, well, Brother Mooco, I don't know if he left or he got disconnected, but we appreciated him bringing that information and then everybody else making a good contribution with their input. So next week, we have Brother Mills coming back on. He's a neuropathic consultant, and that's he works over at the health food store. He does the iridology. So he's coming on next week. Brother DX, you could probably appreciate that. Hopefully you can come. And we're going to keep doing what we're doing. Keep bringing folks back to give us information. Professor Ra,
Yeah.
anything for next Tuesday?
Yeah, I'll send it to you. I'm gonna have my daughter's gonna come on and talk about special ed.
Okay.
And why so many black people in special ed.
Is that Cherie?
Yeah.
Okay, good. She's coming back. All right. So we're going to end this evening. Thanks for coming out, folks. Conscious Corner, and each one teach one. Everybody have a good evening. We're going to take our pause.